than that opinion. But if not, I would be the first one to be on a campaign to say we need somebody else in that office.
Yeah, the thing is, we have to give him a chance because he is the mayor-elect. That's the reality of the matter. So let's give the man a chance. Your first comment, though, that it's an abomination, I totally agree, and I just can't excuse it. I don't know whether it's methodology or what message. I worked for the election board for 8 years, state board of elections, before I even went to law school. And, you know, I was deeply involved in elections, have always been, and for a 20% turnout, and I've seen it where black folks, whatever reason, won't come out and vote. And, I mean, this was an example where I don't care who you voted, whether you voted for Doc Walls, for Watkins, for Duvalier or Carroll or Chico, you need to come out and vote. You know, because for me, I thought we needed a little more, you know, I needed to know these candidates a little better. I would prefer to runoff so that we can see really who's standing where. I didn't get enough answers from some of the candidates, and it would have helped if people, just to prevent the 50 plus 1%. Until I heard some more things. I didn't hear enough from the candidates. And we've always had primaries.
But you know why, though?
We've had primaries in the past, and the only reason we don't have primaries is to prevent a black candidate, like when Harold ran and they split the vote with Daley and Byrne and Harold.
Thanks to Dorothy Tillman and Vernon Jarrett.
They changed the law so that this would not happen. You know, they changed the law so you get this person in right away.
Well, Ed Burke was behind that.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah,
I don't
Burke
doubt that for 1 second.
And
he's a friend of mine.
But I think what we need to do is, because all of us are absolutely disenchanted with the non-participation of those people who are registered, and the voter registration was up in many of the African American communities, and still the voter
did not come out.
Was up. So
no
we
excuse.
need to ask the question, or we need to go and find out what is it that is keeping you disengaged. We can't ignore that. You have to go and find out what is it that's keeping those people disengaged in the process.
June, why don't you answer that question for us?
I certainly will. But first, what I want to say, good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Rahm Emanuel, he's a Jewish person. He's an Israeli American. Most African American people are Christians. They say that the Jews are God's people. So when he first showed up, he had a lot of people in that aspect. The next thing was Jesse White. Everybody ignored Jesse White. Jesse White has been with the Tumblers for decades. All of the people who've been with the Jesse White Tumblers, the grandmothers, the aunts, all that, he pulled a whole lot of people. And then there's Jennifer Hudson on his side. She pulled tons of people because we were all proud for her, although we were aching because of the death of her family. Those just three people, I could go on forever to tell you why he won and why Carroll could not win.
Well, and that's what's your thought about that? Jennifer Hudson, who's a singer,
and a young person,
just getting on the scene, spend a whole lot of time here in Chicago.
Yes, but she was a Dunbar.
Tumblers. I mean, entertainment.
They're young people.
They're young people. I mean, that should not be a reason for people to vote.
The families, they make money with the Tumblers, you know.
Well, I think it's more than the family.
Well, it is more, but you had
it's more than that, and I think that you know we're doing ourselves a disservice.
You had told me to answer this. I'm trying to answer it.
All righty.
All right, your ad, Bill Busters.
Yes.
So many of our people would not go to the poll because the police are looking for them. They really are. They can't pay child support. They default on everything, and the police out looking for them. They were afraid to go. Although they did say, well, you can go if nobody will be around the polls.
Go where? Bill Busters, what does that have to do with anything?
To the polls. They were afraid to go because they got warrants out for them.
I didn't see any police at any of the polls. I mean,
I didn't. I never heard of
Ernesto,
before, but I don't doubt it. Yeah.
Ernesto, I'm not saying that. I'm just giving you a for instance from me. Then another thing I think we need to do, just like we stopped using the N-word, we need to stop using black. Because in this country, everybody is using their ethnic group. Everybody is a Greek American, a French American, something, but when it comes to us, we're black. A lot of our black sisters and brothers do not want to be bothered with this, like Colin Powell, Jamaican American. Those people basically vote Republican. So you can't hardly get their votes anyway. You should stop using that. They call us mulatto. We're all mixed up.
What should we use? What? Just quickly.
We should use, look,
What? Tell me.
the
just-
definition of
What?
African American is an ethnic group whose
All right.
origin began with the slave trade in America.
So should we
We
stop
need
using
a
white?
bureau. We need
also?
a Bureau of African American Affairs whose main objective is to measure and improve the social, economic, and health condition of members of our ethnic group in all aspects of the American
Okay.
society.
All right. Thanks, June.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you. All right. She says we shouldn't use black anymore.
Well,
What would
you know,
Malcolm say?
we've been called all kinds of things. I
We've
mean,
been.
I
We've
think
been.
we ought to go
I
back
don't
to
think
be-
a whole lot's changed in that.
Yeah,
I mean, we've been
we
colored,
get focused
Negro.
on all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
We did more
I
when
don't
we
know.
were Negroes, but you know, we get focused on things that are irrelevant to what it is that we're talking about, and engaging our people in the process of working towards improving the equitable justice across the board in our community. And I think that I understand what she's getting at,
Mhm.
but you know, I can't avoid that I'm black. You can't avoid that you're
No.
black. And we want for our people, and then we want for people from our community to elevate themselves to be able to compete on those levels of running for higher office to represent the interest of all, but also represent the interests of the people from which they come.
Okay. All right. We're quickly running out of time. Michael. Michael.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you both?
Great.
You know what? Look, you don't have to look far to find out the reasons as to why Carol Moseley Braun didn't win. Look, this all lies at our doorstep. The time of black folks of not voting and all that, it's just inexcusable. We've got to become more sophisticated as a people. And, I mean, the bottom line is you're not voting for daddy. You're voting for somebody to represent you politically. It shouldn't take an after set or some cathartic experience to get you out to the polls.
No.
We need to, there's no, and it kills me when I hear these people have conspired against us, the media. We conspire against ourselves. We're our greatest enemy. And black folks just need to deal with that reality.
Right.
The thing, we shot ourselves in the foot when we first came out and said we want a black mayor. You alienate a number of people who would have been open to somebody, possibly been open to somebody from our community. But, and then, you know, in terms of Carol Moseley Braun, I voted for her. I held my nose and voted for her in my black consciousness. But Carol's done so many things against herself. The thing is that if we're serious about having a black candidate, I personally, being black doesn't mean you represent black folk. We all know that from the Michael Steeles, from
Clarence Thomas.
Yeah. You know,
Right.
I mean, there's
Okay.
no advantage there.
All right, Michael, thanks for your comments, brother. We got about 8 minutes left.
All right,
We got about
then.
10
Thanks
callers.
a lot.
Okay, thanks, brother. You know, I just want to tell people we are at, they can visit us on Facebook, and are we on the Twitter? We got the Twitter thing going on?
We haven't
yet?
gotten the Twitter thing straightened out yet, but you can go on BorgesReport.com
BorgesReport.com
and see us. And,
yeah, we want you to send it because we want to be your friend.
Right. Register at BorgesReport.com,
Yeah,
and we want to
yeah,
engage
register.
people in the process.
Yeah.
And I think that we have to be on the campaign of getting more people involved in the process, answering the questions or asking the questions. Why aren't more people involved in the process? We have to ask that question.
Yeah.
We have to research that, and we have to
I
figure out a
think
way.
we have some people here. We've got a couple of people. We got Mikkel, and then we're going to get to Tommy and see what their comment is. Hold on 1 second. Mikkel is gone, and let's see. We got Brother Tommy. Tommy, you're listening. Good morning, my brother.
Well, first of all, good morning to you, Mr. Borges, and also to you, Mark. Miss Eunice, I was there at the funeral and stuff, but I just thought it was disrespectful to come up. But, I just want to leave you guys with this, The lady talked about Jesse White, and in this state, prisoners can get probation. A drunk driver can get a permit to drive a car even while he'll use it for a missile. But yet a father who, if he can't pay his child support and all the rest of it, can't even get a permit to drive so he can go back and forth to work. And there's something else wrong when everybody else can be whatever color they are, but when it comes to us, we can.
Good. We got a bad connection here, Tommy.
Sorry for the breakup, guys. And I'm finished.
Okay.
Real quick, let me just.
Yeah. Sorry, we got to let you go, Tommy. Ronald, you look at the board.
Y'all doing?
Good, good.
Good morning, man.
Morning.
God bless y'all, man. I just been, I listen to y'all every week, man, and I had called last week. I didn't get through, but through today, man, our people are bleeding out here in these streets, man. It's such a shame, man. And as far as Ron Emanuel, man, anytime a white guy can come in our churches and go sit in the pulpit, man, that's telling us there's something greatly wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm not sure.
You're saying he shouldn't be able to, or what?
I mean, I can't go to church and sit in the pulpit, so how do we become this kind of stuff?
You mean you can't go to the synagogue, or what? To his...
He can't
can get in, I'm sure.
In the white people churches and do that.
Well, I'm sure you can
It's the
go
same
in.
thing. Look, it's the same thing when Obama tried to go speak at them schools, them Catholic schools, and they told him he can't come now. I mean, have you ever heard of the president being denied like that in his country that he
What
runs?
schools?
What school?
What school? You mean Notre Dame?
Obama tried to go to them Catholic schools, and them priests told him he can't come and speak, and he did not come.
I think there was an incident with Notre Dame or something when he was campaigning, but that's the only thing.
I thought he had.
Oh,
he was
it was about abortion. Was it?
It was
regarding the
it was
abortion
some other
issue or
issue
something?
at that college or whatever it was.
I don't think it wasn't a race matter. It was an abortion.
But he ended up going to Notre Dame to deliver.
I
that
think there was
back
speech.
to Jennifer Hudson. The reason why she endorsed him, Ron Emanuel, because Ron Emanuel's brother is
an agent out in California.
Right. He's up under his contract.
I got you.
Well, wait a minute.
Okay.
Are we suggesting that she should not support her interests, because that's what people have been talking about all along?
I know, but see, we need to see it for what it is.
Well,
she's in
agree.
Hollywood.
I agree.
He's an agent.
But I agree.
I'm sure they talk. Right.
Maybe she went with her interests.
Sure, she went with her interests, but we shouldn't say let's vote for Rahm just because Jennifer, who's trying to promote her career.
But we shouldn't also say let's not vote for Rahm because he's white, and let's not say that we shouldn't vote for Rahm because he's Jewish.
I agree.
That's right. And that lady, the older lady that spoke a minute ago, she was talking about we shouldn't be using black.
Right.
If we shouldn't be using black, why is it that when you go fill out
census?
No. When you go try to get employed and you fill out an application, what does it say on there?
It says black.
Racially profile you right there.
Black,
Am I right?
Yeah, many instances you do have to indicate. And I don't know. Sometimes it says you do not have to fill this section out, but if you want
to.
They
got others, but they're gonna find out who you are.
Okay, all right, bro. We're down. We're down a couple of minutes. Thanks for your call. We're gonna take one last caller, Pam.
Hi, I just want to say, well, in my opinion, I think white people and Jewish people are our worst enemy, not black people. But when I say that, it's a problem. But let me get directly to Rahm. Why in the world would he vote 128 times against the Congressional Black Caucus legislation, which represents us? Lastly, and please, if you all could answer that, I'm trying to get answers, but for some reason I can't get it from his campaign or anyone who works near him. And then also let me just state this. If a black candidate had voted against Jewish interests, Jewish legislation 128 times, the media, local, nationally, and everybody else will be talking about what's wrong with that picture. We're willing to accept anything from anybody. And Rahm, I don't have to accept him. He's mayor, but I'll certainly be challenging him on every level. Do I think he'll be fair? He'll be just like Daley.
So you're going to